What's up, everyone? Welcome to another week of What You're Missing. And when I got prepared for this, I put on this shirt, and then I thought, shoot, did I wear the white shirt last week? And then I figured, fuck it, I'm wearing the white shirt this week. I don't care if I wore it well last week. It's a nice shirt, I think it's in decent shape, and I don't care. So that's where we're at. All right, well, enough about the clothes. Let's get into the video game news like we do every week on Monday. First up, this week, or last week, I guess I should say. Actually, I think it's going to be this coming week, now that I think about it. The Diablo 3 auction house is being shuttered for good on this coming Tuesday, which, if you're watching this immediately when it came out, which you should, if you're not, I forgive you, that will be tomorrow. So tomorrow it will be the last day for the Diablo 3 auction house. Now, granted, it was a clusterfuck when it was out, and not a lot of positive things came out of it, but one thing to take away from this, as we think about it, this is a good example of a company that realizes when something is not working and that is detracting from the game and changing the game to adapt to that. So props to Blizzard for acknowledging that and seeing that there was a problem and taking care of the problem. So good for them and good for the rest of us. Next up, I saw an article, and I'm going to post the link down in the little area at the bottom where I can post things, that showed basically an electoral map of Facebook likes for the current generation. Everybody say hello to Ella. Ella has had a lot of time spent indoors today, so she's she's going to be involved quite a bit. But anyway, I saw this map. It was basically an electoral map of the United States showing like the what it would look like if it was based off of Facebook likes as far as which console of the current generation, which would be Xbox One, PS4, and Wii U, is most popular. Now, looking at this map, it looks like Xbox One wins by a landslide, and I gotta say, I mean, you can find analytics and data on everything and make it do and look like pretty much anything you want. So I don't think that this is indicative of anything other than that more Xbox One people are on Facebook liking things. And yeah, so the article that I found it in wasn't trying to say that it was, indicative of anything meaningful. Thankfully, it's, I think, more of a farce, and I sure hope none of you are taking that seriously, so we'll just move on from there. Next up, Resogun, which is arguably one of the best games out for PS4. It was a launch title, and it it's coming out with an update which allows local co-op, which means on-couch co-op, which means you can sit on the couch with your friend and pew-pew together. So that's fantastic. It allows you to make custom ships on your own as well. And the most surprising thing is that it's free. This is a free update. It adds content. None of this charge you for DLC bullshit with them. Although they are providing an update, a more beefy update down the line. And this sort of sets the stage for it, and they will be charging for it. I think it's about $5. So look for that. Next up, really briefly, I've been harping on the women in gaming theme for a while, and I guess I would be remiss if I passed up a news article about that. I know I talked last week about Assassin's Creed Unity, and now I'm getting moraled at by Lucy. I apologize, but Lucy, go lie down. This is what you deal with when you leave your dogs at home for a large part of the day. In the evening, you're left to manage what's left. So, Sunset Overdrive is coming out, and they're saying, hey, you can play as a woman in our game if you would like. And you can play whatever skin color, whatever body type, and it's all good. And they're obviously poking fun at Ubisoft and some of the things that have come out there. And I'm going to give you a quote from this article because it's very pertinent to the way I play Saints Row, which I will talk about briefly at the end here. So the quote says, all the clothing is gender neutral, so if you want to be a dude in a skirt, you can be a dude in a skirt, all right? Just be who you want to be. Alex, you can plan that I will be the dude in the skirt. I don't I don't make any apologies. I enjoyed running around with a pink skirt on in Saints Row 3 immensely. So prepare for more of that when the time comes. All right. Also, as I was, I don't know, interacting with people on Twitter this week, someone said that they were developing and creating a gamer girl, or I think there's already a gamer girl magazine. And it's not a magazine that's catering to girls who play games. It's a magazine with pinups of girls playing video games and in scantily clad, well, in not wearing very much, basically. So it's basically perpetuating the stereotype and making the problem worse, or I guess more apparent. So do me a favor, if you watch this, or if you know people who watch this, or if you know people who video game, don't let them buy this magazine. This is an insult to everybody, and really, in a time when porn is free on the internet, why do we need to have a magazine with scantily clad girls playing video games? Go find porn about gamer girls, okay? That's basically what you're looking for. It's out there, it's free. Go find it. Let's not have a periodical or a magazine dedicated to it. It's not helping anybody. If anything, it's making things worse. Um, I guess maybe a little bit later this week, maybe on the blog, I'm not sure. I'll talk a little bit more about the magazine and my thoughts and what the discussion was, but I'll leave it at that for now. So the Steam summer sale is on. There's all kinds of pictures showing people having their wallets just abused by this. This is a yearly thing, and there's multiple sales throughout the year on Steam. This is one of the big ones. So go check out what's on sale. Usually they're like 75 to 90% off. It's a big deal. I've already got most of the games that I'm looking for. I'm not very excited this year. Last year and the year before, I think I was just like hoping I could save as much money as possible, and it was bad. But this year, I'm not really looking for anything. There may be, if I can find Saints Row for under $10, I may jump on that. Saints Row 4, that is, because I played 3. And yeah, so Steam Summer Sale is on. Swing by, check that out. I bought Sleeping Dogs for $4, so if you want to play that or play that with me, that's a good deal. I hear it's basically the best game in the GTA 5 kind of open world genre that there is, so I'll let you know once I've played it whether I agree with that. Next up on the list is PS4's preload feature, which is now live, or it may be live this coming week. I think it's live as of now. But that means basically that if you pre-order a game, you have the ability to go and download it before the release date or before the launch date, so that it is primed and ready on your system. Nothing is worse than the launch date coming and then you having a 50 gigabyte download that you have to wait 12 to 24 hours to get, and then patch, and then install, and it's a long and arduous process that if you're waiting to play this game and you've been waiting a long time, so much so, and you're so excited that you pre-ordered it. You went out, you're like, I'm going to buy something I can't put my hands on for 6 months, like I did with Destiny. I don't know, but I did it. So I'm going to do this, and then when it comes out, you can't play it. It's torture. So PS4 has enabled the preload function, and if you've pre-ordered a game, it will actually automatically download it for you. You don't even have to go and do it yourself. So that's pretty fantastic. Although, if you want it to do that, and if you want it to, if you want to do that yourself manually instead of waiting for it to automatically do it, you're gonna have to leave your PS4 on standby where the little orange light is on. Otherwise, it won't do it, at your scheduled update time. So keep that in mind. Next up, when I was growing up with video games, the games King's Quest, Hero's Quest, or Quest for Glory as it soon came to be known, Space Quest, and all of those Quest games by Sierra, those were like the best games in the world at that time for me. And I have very fond memories. I played all of them. The King's Quest games were my sisters, and so we would play together, and she would control, and we would sort of solve the puzzles together. This is when I was a little kid. And the Quest for Glory games were mine, and I would control it, and she would help me with the puzzles, and it was switched. Space Quest was kind of both of ours, and we both played, I guess, equally, and the parts that required like timing and fast movement, jumping, things like that, I would control and she would control some of the others. So fond memories there. Why I'm telling you this, it's pertinent, so stay with me. I'm telling you this because a game is being worked on called Space Venture. Now, you may have already heard this because it got its Kickstarter in 2012, and it is basically the successor to Space Quest, which is very exciting for all of us who played those games, who loved those games. If you've never heard of those games, you were born too late. You should go back and play them. Look them up on goodoldgames.com or GOG.com, I think it is. That may redirect you to something nefarious, but look up goodoldgames.com. You can find them there. You probably pay like $5 or $8 for the entire set of games, and you won't regret it. So that was supposed to launch in February of 2013. And those of you who are savvy and good with the calendar will find that February of 2013 is long since come and gone. February of 2014 is long since come and gone. And they're saying that there is no slated launch date necessarily, but that it's coming along well, and they're going to release it when it's ready and not before then. So that's the right philosophy to have, but if you got Kickstarter, maybe you need to have a little bit better grasp on your schedule. Just a suggestion. Granted, I have worked many years as a project manager, so take it for what it's worth. That's what I see. All right. One more thing. I know I've talked about weird simulators in the past, like the masturbation simulator, the goat simulator, which I've played, the farm simulator, and there's a shit ton more, not the least of which being the street cleaner simulator. Those are all fine and good, but judging from the internet's fascination with cats, this may be bigger. I know it's hard to imagine something bigger than a street cleaner simulator, but sit down, gird your loins. There is a rampaging first-person cat game. That's all I got. First-person cat. So you are the cat. You don't see the cat. You just run around knocking books over and basically being an asshole. I think that's it. That's what it looked like in the video I saw. So yeah, run out, get it, be a cat. I don't know. All right, well that's it for this week, or I guess that's it for last week. This week is still young. I don't think I'm going to be doing a new to gaming segment this week. I've sort of gotten through the basics of MMOs. I haven't gotten any comments or questions on it. If there's a genre that you want to learn about or want to get into that you're curious about, or that you've got a significant other or a friend who wants you to play with them, let me know. I'd be happy to do a few segments on it or more, depending on the interest and the response that I get. MMOs aren't for everybody. Neither would whatever game you'd come to me with, but that's what we're here for. We're here to have fun, and I'm happy to teach you and play with you on whatever it is that you're trying to learn. It may be something that I would learn as well, and we could learn together. It could be like going to school, only with video games and name calling. Only good name calling. I mean, there was name calling in school, but the name calling, you understand what I'm saying, okay? Just, you get it. All right. Thanks for watching. Go subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you tomorrow.